What's up, guys? And welcome to another edition of Texas Oatmeal. Today we're talking about electric vehicles. Let's go. Okay, so most of you know me. For those that don't know me, my name is Mike D, and I have an affinity for electric vehicles. Really electric powered things. I own this sweet Burromax custom bike. You can see my skid marks from the 3 takes it took me to get the intro correct. I'm not a pro, but you know, the thing is pretty sick. Still waiting on the rear tail light to be fixed and a little cowl, the little body frame part for it. But upgraded the light to this yellow light. Pretty nice. Bye. Anyways, sorry for the wind noise. It is really hot in Texas, like 100 degrees outside with like, I don't know, 1,000% humidity. I gotta have the fan on. But for those of you that don't know me and aren't my friends, which basically everyone watching this, you probably know me. You're probably some kind of friend because that's the only people that are watching these videos that I'm making. But in case you don't know, this is a 2015 BMW i3. So this thing has been awesome. I've owned it since January, and it is not 100% electric. I have to admit, it does have a little generator in the back, so you can see we've got electricity charging this bad boy right now. Boom, right? But we have this door right here. Well, this is a fuel door that pops open. It's got a little 2-gallon gas tank in it, and it will allow me to have extended range, to extend the range of the battery. So it's not a true hybrid. It doesn't run purely on the gas engine. There is no, the gas engine is just a little bitty baby generator in the back of this thing. You can barely hear it running when it kicks on, but it does extend your battery life. So it keeps it charging while you are just driving along at about 70, 75 miles an hour. Any faster than that, and you'll deplete the battery faster than you can recharge it. But it gives you about 100 extra miles of range. So I needed that because my commute is about 45 miles each way, and this vehicle will go 80 to 90 miles depending on how you are driving. If you're on the highway with full AC on, it doesn't really go quite that far. But it will get me to and from work on 100% battery if I take back roads, which I love to take the back roads. So anyways, it's been an awesome vehicle. I really can't complain. I've had 0 issues out of it. There was a little fuel door thing, but it was covered under warranty. They all have that issue. But this thing has just been awesome. I do still have this sweet Scion XB for a gas vehicle, just in case I actually do need to go somewhere outside of, you know, 100 miles or so. Because I do like driving just that on pure battery only. Anytime I have to fill it up, I feel like I'm cheating, because there are battery only versions of this that you know, people buy. They're quite a bit cheaper than this one, a few $1,000s cheaper than the one with the range extender on it. But you know, I just needed it just for that safety, just because I do have that long commute, and I just don't know for sure if I can make it round trip each day without having that extra little bit of fuel to recharge the battery. So it's been awesome. I love it. Just to show you guys the interior real quick. Well, we'll go ahead and open up the garage. The garage, A&M. Yeah, I went there for like a semester. Alright, that's a little better. So you can see the interior of this thing. It's really more like out of a, I don't know, a concept car. The concept version of this was pretty similar to this, and they just let it roll. They didn't worry about, you know, having to change it all that much to make it a production vehicle. This is pretty much how the concept car looked, and I love it. I mean, people give me a hard time about having a cutting board on my dash, but hey, who doesn't want to prep their meal on their way home when you've got a guy like my roommate Tony that's like an amazing chef? You know, he can just sit there and get started on dinner right before we even make it to the house. So this thing has the little suicide door on it. So you open the front door right, and the back one opens here. Pull that open. You've got the little reverse hinged suicide door. It makes getting into the back of this thing really easy. So you can just kind of fall in instead of having to like climb in past a door or something. It's pretty nice. I don't bring too many people in the back, but if I did, you know, they can get in back there. So anyways, that's the i3. It's been awesome. I love it. You know, being able to just come home, plug in, start charging up. Man, it's an awesome feeling to be able to do that every day. And you know, I go about 2,000 miles before I have to put any gas in it, you know, and it only holds 2 gallons, so you put $5 or $6 in it and you go another 2,000 miles. I mean, it's just kind of incredible, you know. And now these things new are super expensive. They're like $55,000. That's the sticker on this one. You'd be crazy to buy this for $55,000. So people lease them, of course, and then they return them when their lease is up, and they go on sale in the used market for like 30 grand off. I bought this for 25. So $30,000 in depreciation is kind of ridiculous, but it's a BMW. We know they depreciate pretty rapidly, and it's electric, so the market for these cars is pretty slim. So something else to note about this car, it is the upgraded version. It's got the Harman Kardon speaker system in it. It's got the bigger screen here. They all have the screen, but one has a smaller screen, like a little 7-inch. This is a 10-inch or something. So the upgraded navigation. Leather seats, they are heated for the winter, not cooled, but heated. But what's interesting is, if you notice here, this is carbon fiber, like a real, like a supercar would have in it. This whole shell or frame of this vehicle, like the entire passenger section of this vehicle, is that carbon fiber. So supercars are built this way, you know, the Lamborghinis, McLarens, Ferraris, those kind of things, and they put that in this little goofy electric BMW. I'm sure for weight savings, to add the strength to it, since there's no B-pillar for the doors, maybe, I don't know, but I always thought that was pretty cool. A lot of people don't realize that. They get in it and they step right over that carbon sill there and have no idea that it's built the same way that some $200,000 or plus supercar would be built. I just thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, so that's the BMW i3. Again, awesome. I just don't know why more people don't buy these things, other than, of course, you know, they're scared that BMW warranty and maintenance is going to be high. But it's not a typical BMW. It's an electric car. There's not as much that can go wrong with it. It's usually software related. It's you take it back to the dealer, they, I don't know, flash some software in it or fix a couple little cables. People have problems with the cable in the back. That the range extender cable to regenerate power will go out, but they cover it under warranty. So I mean, there's just not that many issues with them because there's not that many moving parts. So it's been amazing. I was going to get a Tesla Model 3 before they came out. I really started looking at electric cars and just decided that I really wanted one. And you know, when it came down to it, the Tesla Model 3 was a 2-year back order, and I didn't want to wait. I was ready to get an electric car right then, pull the trigger, walked into a BMW dealership after doing some research on these things, and bought it. I mean, just that easy. So anyways, so we're going to take you on a little tour of the house. You've seen the i3, you've seen the sweet Burrow Max mini bike. I'm going to show you some other things, if you can't see one in the background right there. Of some other electric things that I have that I really enjoy. So here we go. So this is a 40 volt Ryobi brushless lawnmower. And people thought I was crazy when I decided I was going to buy a lithium-powered lawnmower, electric lawnmower. Who does that? Well, when I bought this house that I'm in now, I didn't want to deal with a gas lawnmower. The lawn's not huge. It's a little tiny front yard. The backyard's decent size, but not huge. And I want to deal with the nightmare of gas and oil and the maintenance. Even if they're low maintenance, they still smell, and it's just not fun. This was easy. And it does a great job. It's 20 inches, so not huge, but it's not the tiniest one. But you plug that battery in there, just like that. It's a huge battery. It'll run the whole time. I can weed eat with it and mow the lawn with the one battery. You plug it in. You come over here. You push this button right here, and you pull this handle down, and it starts. That's it. That's all there is to it. You can adjust the height here. Boom. Super simple. You know, it comes with a bag attachment. I don't bag the grass because I'm lazy. You know, it's been awesome. The weed eater matches. It's really dirty right this second, but hey, you know, it's a weed eater. What am I going to say? Uses the same exact batteries. They plug in there, pull the trigger. It's got so much power. It's kind of scary. Easy, really easy to change the wire in it or the line in it. You know, again, couldn't be happier with that. So those two things are, you know, incredible. I love them. Can't say enough good things about those. It's been almost 2 years now that I've owned this, and I really haven't had any issues out of it either. All right, we also have the Black & Decker series here. These are only 20 volt. Yeah, 20 volt lithium ion. I won't flip that over because it won't work. Hedge clipper, leaf blower, and chainsaw. Yep, that's right. That thing actually does a really, really good job. I was really impressed when I used it. I had to use it one whole time to prune a tree. I don't know. Anyways, it worked really well. Really impressive. That's the charger for the i3. It's just kind of a generic charger. I got it off of Craigslist. Some guy had an old Nissan Leaf that he wasn't charged, or he didn't own anymore. So he didn't need the charger, and I got a smoking deal on it. They're like $500 or $600. I paid $150 for it. So that was a steal. Runs up and over and down to the old i3. My roommate showed up. We won't bother talking to him yet. So I've also got this thing. This is a Traxxas Stampede. It's the Scully body. These are pretty old design, been around forever. You can see I've got one body clip, one hood pin there, because even though I work for Traxxas, I don't have body clips. Yeah, I don't know why. I just don't have any. I don't really run these things very often. It just so happens that I'm doing an electric vehicle review here, and you know, hey, I've got one of those. These things are pretty cool. They do like 30 mile an hour for the stock ones. This one, you see we've got a wheelie bar on there. She's got a brushless motor, so she goes fast. This one will do 60 or something if you can keep it on the ground, but they're wheelie monsters. And you know, just so you can see, you know, it's they're pretty quick. I'm not gonna go drive it because it just went and rained, and even though they're waterproof, I don't want to have to clean it because, as I've mentioned earlier in this video, I'm lazy. So anyways, that's the Traxxas Stampede. Pretty cool. I'll put the link in the description below on where to get this. Not a paid product advertisement for Traxxas Cars. That's just who I work for. All right, let's head inside. Okay, so back in the house. This electric Samsung washer and dryer combo, incredible. You know, electric. That's where it's at. You don't need heat. You don't need gas for your dryer. Just plug that bad boy in. Does a great job. So anyways, here's my house. Kitchen's a little dirty. We won't bother with that. But I've also got one of these guys. Now this is an Irobot Roomba, whatever. This is the Chinese version. Okay, iLife. Bought it on Amazon. It was super cheap. And this thing has been incredible. You can see it just cleaning up the edges there. I mean, you run this thing a couple times a week and you don't really ever have to sweep. It's kind of nice. I just bought it just because I was kind of lazy and I didn't feel like sweeping up every day. I have a cat. She gets litter everywhere. So I just didn't think that was, you know, very fun to have to sweep up after the cat every single day. So you run this thing and it does a pretty good job. I mean, it collects a lot of cat hair and, you know, a lot of cat litter, of course. Speaking of the cat, what are you doing, Moo Moo? So this is Moody. She's an electric cat. She's a 2013 model. She's been pretty good. Haven't had any issues out of her really other than normal cat behaviors. But, you know, for the most part, she's a good little cat. You know, she hasn't had any maintenance issues. Haven't had to take her into the shop for anything. You know, she does, every now and then she has a little check engine light come on, a little tone that it's kind of well, some people would call it like a meow, but it's her way of letting you know something's wrong. But hey, you know, it's built into the cat software, and you know, without it you wouldn't know if she needed to be charged or needed to take a break if she was getting too hot. So she give these little warning tones. She must be doing pretty good right now for her to not, you know, give you any tones, but you know. But hey, 2013 model, gray and white cat. I don't know what kind she is. Basic, boring. But then there's this thing, the iLife Roomba knockoff, straight out of China. You know, this thing, without it, I wouldn't sweep in here probably ever. It just does a great job. I haven't had any issues at it. Got it a couple years ago here too, and it's been awesome, you know. Look at that, just like a champ, drives right over that rug. I'm just gonna run to that chair right there, just bounce off and keep going. You know, pretty awesome. Everyone should get one of these. Again, that's an iLife. It was straight off of Amazon. It was like 160 bucks. The Roomba ones, the Irobot Roomba ones, are really expensive. They probably do something better than this, but this sweeps up cat hair and does a great job. Why do electric cats need to eat grass? Very strange. Okay, so that's kind of it. The i3 has been an incredible machine. Their Burrow Max is super fun. I love having all of those lithium gardening tools, the lawnmower, the weed eater. They've been incredible. If you guys are even thinking about purchasing electric, whether it's lawnmowers or cars or whatever, the technology is there. You know, it gets better every day. I just can't say enough about it. It's pretty incredible, and I really enjoy having it. It's super low maintenance, makes my life a lot easier. Just plug it in and go. And if you're thinking like, well, you know, what's your electric bill like? Well, I noticed maybe from 1 month to the next of really driving the car every single day and having to recharge it from basically dead when I got home all the way up, which takes about 3 hours on that charger. It's like 16 hours with the stock charger, but on the big charger that I've got installed in there, about 3.5 hours. But I've noticed maybe a couple of bucks a day in extra electricity usage. You know, it's hard to even really measure it because it's just so small. And I figured that saves me about $160, almost maybe $200 in gas each month by driving that every day, or as much as I can anyways. So it's been pretty incredible. So anyways, that's kind of it for today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, if you haven't seen this channel before, click subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll see my uploads. Hopefully they'll be more exciting than talking about an electric car. But, you know, hey, sometimes you just got to put content out there. So again, if you're stopping by for the first time, please subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.